everyone. Welcome to Three Things Live. I've got Sandra with me today.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
looking
glad to be
awfully
here.
cute with that little blue bow.
There's a reason here, so you guys will have to watch and see.
There could be a reason for sure. And it would have nothing to do with your 80s party you had on Friday, would it?
Well, there's a couple of reasons then, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We're so happy you're here. Thank you for joining us on Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris Thurgood and we are here at my girlfriend's quilt shop. So excited for another week of fun here as we talk about some great new projects and talk about a trend that's really taking the world by storm. You're not gonna find it just, tied around a shoe, but you're gonna find it in home dec, you're gonna find it in your clothing, in just about anywhere, and we'll tell you a little bit more here in just a minute. But before we do, I want to welcome my two friends, Sandra and Kyle.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
ladies.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was busy.
I think you rested up.
I did. It was a busy weekend, but it was good.
Good. Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that took a lot of your energy was a cruise. That's so hard.
But the thing you got to remember, I cruised with 4 little boys.
Okay, well there you go.
So that took all my energy, trust me. Yeah, we have a 12-year-old and 3 6-year-olds that we went on a cruise with.
Yeah,
and
I don't know if that's
busy.
Much relaxation.
And how many were in your room?
We had 2 in our room, and then my daughter and her husband had the other 2 in their room.
Oh my goodness,
but it was fun. It was
and
really
you got
fun.
home just in the nick of time before your 80s event.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We did the Stitch and Rewind at Kimberbell event on Friday, and it is really a cute, fun event. You have a jelly bag, and you make a really cute cassette tape zipper pouch that's absolutely amazing.
I love it.
And then you make some patches.
Yes.
And then a little strawberry shortcake
gift
box.
What do you remember from the 80s, Kyle?
Strawberry shortcake.
Absolutely.
And I think, weren't the Smurfs?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, it definitely was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
so
maybe
sick of those.
that's the blue.
There's something about it. Yeah. And big hair.
Yes,
and,
big hair.
Yeah.
The more Aquanet, the better.
Yes, and the curl, the perm. I mean, I can remember, I raised my kids in the 80s, so that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
But my hair does not curl, so I always had a perm.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like the big hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone has not taken that event yet, when is the next one coming up?
We'll be doing it again on February the 7th.
Okay.
And then again in March, on March 7th.
Okay, so
easy dates,
it's not too late to sign up.
It is not. So take a look at it. They're really fun projects that you make for that. It's really
nice.
And, Fern and I have a good time. I hope, anyway.
Oh, you
think.
do. I think everyone loves when you guys have the events. Oh, yes. Jen said in the comments, Cabbage Patch Kids.
We went to the Cabbage Patch Hospital.
Oh, did you? Ooh, you were hoity-toity then.
I know.
Because I really wanted to go to the Cabbage Patch Hospital, but I didn't get to do that.
Well, my daughter, I had a sister-in-law that was, her husband was stationed over in Japan, and you couldn't get Cabbage Patch Kids dolls in the States, hardly at all.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got a hold of her and said, hey, can you send me some Cabbage Patch Kids? Because at the time I just had the 2 girls.
Yeah.
In the early 80s. And so she actually shipped us over a couple
Wow.
Cabbage Patch dolls from Japan. So my
Nice.
girls' Cabbage Patch dolls came from Japan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
we almost threw my
I
daughters
will-
out.
Oh, yeah, no,
Christmas
don't do
morning.
that.
No way.
Oh, yeah,
And all the
don't.
wrappings.
I agree. Someone in the comments earlier said the music was the best, and I totally agree with that.
80s music.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Kyle? Kyle just kind of turned her head. Nope.
70s.
70s, more like it. All right, there you go.
I'm definitely a 70s fan too. I agree.
Well, on this Monday afternoon, we want to acknowledge that, first of all, happy inaugural day. That's, no matter who you voted for, this is something that happens in the United States, and we're so grateful to be able to live in a free country that we are able to go through these kinds of changes and shifts, and it's exciting, and all Americans should be excited about that today's an inaugural day.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be good.
And we also want to acknowledge that we are celebrating the late Martin Luther King, and because of that, I decided that we wanted to share a few of my favorite quotes from him. So
he was
let's
amazing.
go ahead and take a look at Martin Luther King's quotes. So the first one says, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Ooh. We all recognize that speech, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing.
Wonderful.
That's great.
This one's great too. "The time is always right to do what is right."
Oh, yeah.
And then we have, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving." I love that so much.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. And then finally, "If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way." Isn't that beautiful?
That is amazing.
So it's definitely a message that I believe has stood the test of time, and something that we can all be grateful to think about how far our country has come. So happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah,
all right.
That's great.
Well, we've got a really fun show for you today, and we're going to be talking about the trend of ribbons and bows. Ribbons and bows. Have you seen it everywhere? I mean, seriously, they're all over the place. Now, do you know that there's a specific name that goes along with this idea, and that is the term coquette. Coquette. Ooh, pinkies up. That's right. And so when you, if you were to look up the dictionary term of coquette, it means flirtatious, and it can get maybe a little saucy in a bit. I know, look it up. But actually, when it comes to, home dec and fashion, it just simply means ribbons and bows. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look up at the screen here, because this is everywhere. I mean, bows, 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 especially in girls' hairs. Now, girls' hair. Now, this reminds me of the 90s, I would say. 80s and 90s for sure. But it is everywhere. Just go on Pinterest and you will go through a whole list of, they put them on the edges of boots. They put them on big giant bows on sweatshirts and hoodies, and
I wanted to do
all
some
kinds
on
of things.
some sneakers, canvas sneakers. I've seen them on those.
Oh, canvas sneakers.
I was going to get a pair, and then I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I was sitting in church yesterday, and there was a young girl just a couple rows in front of us, and she had this big bow on the back of her hair, and I was like, I was trying to get my phone, and I thought, no, that's probably not real good to be taking a picture of the back of somebody's. But and it was cute. What a cute, she's 17 years old, and she had this cute big bow, and I'm talking, it was a big bow on the back of her hair.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that the teenagers are wearing those
They
a
are.
lot more now than even just a while
I
back.
have to say, I kind of like it.
It's cute. I agree.
I mean, I don't know. I feel too old to wear something like that.
Come on, Kris. I got a bow in my hair. It's the deal.
It's the deal for today. I know, Kyle, we missed the memo.
Sorry, I wanted to take one of these bows off the set.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
I didn't want to mess it up.
That was another reason for the bow in my hair.
But I do love seeing the teen girls wearing ribbons in their hair and on
Yes.
their clothing. And like I said, it was a few months back I caught a segment of, I think it was maybe American Idol or something like that. They had a girl come on who was probably, I don't know, 17, 18 years old. She came out with the cutest brown cowboy boots that were just, I mean, they were cute, but they were used. But then she had a pink ribbon bow tied on the side of both of them. She looked absolutely adorable. So it really is a thing.
Yeah,
My granddaughter asked me for ribbon one day. I'm like, what do you want to do with it?
Yeah.
She says, oh, now we're all wearing it in our hair. And I was like, what?
Wow, I know. So it's a good thing. I think tomorrow, let's see, is it tomorrow or the next day? One of these days this week, we are actually going to talk about the bows through the ages.
Ooh, yes.
You know, I mean, they've been through, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and so forth. So, and they've changed a little bit here and there, but that's on Wednesday, I believe. So you'll have to, you know, make sure and stick around for that. All right. Well, today, what we're going to do is we're going to show you a little segment, first off, from Studio 5. Now, Studio 5 producer called me about a month ago and said,
Studio
hey,
5 is what?
Oh, Studio 5, for those who might not know, thank you. It's a lifestyle show on KSL, all right? And so, you know, they are very much on trend. They know exactly, you know, the trends that are happening. And so they said, Kris, would you come on and do some kind of fabric bow? Because we want to see it in home dec. Okay, let's do it. So I had the opportunity of going on last week and sharing a quick tutorial. So we wanted to start off this week with a bang, and the whole theme this week is That's So Coquette, SEW.
Ooh,
That's so coquette. And
Put
so,
pinky up.
that's right. So let's go ahead and what am I talking about? Something that might look a little like this.
That's
you want to wear
really
this in your hair,
cute.
Kyle?
I kind of do. No.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look, and then we'll be back for theme number 2 just after this.
Kris Thurgood from my girlfriend's quilt shop. She is here, Kris, to show us how easy it is to create this patchwork bow. We want to add it to our homes, give it kind of a little flair, maybe even put it in our hair if we must, right?
Absolutely, why
Kris,
not?
This one's great. I must have been channeling you because I made sure to wear the bows. I didn't make these, but.
Wow, well, I'll tell you, it really is on trend, and they call it coquette. And so if you were, you know, looking up in the dictionary, what does coquette mean? It would say something about being flirtatious and fun, and so
all the things.
It's transferred to home dec into the bow. And, you know, the bow has, you know, gone through many, many years, but it's back in abundance, and it is everywhere. It's hot, hot, hot.
I've seen it a lot, especially during the holidays, but I love this little twist that you're going to show us today.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're going to be working on.
Well, you know, I love fabric, obviously, and so, you know, right over here we've got a garland of bows. You know, if you're thinking about a fun way to dress up Valentine's Day, look at these cute fabrics, the great prints that mix and match together, and you're able to have a darling garland. But let's say even over here, I've got something that might be more for a baby's room. So you're seeing this in nurseries all over. So not just holidays, but in nurseries.
Kind of year-round then?
Absolutely. And then right here on the back of the chair, you know, you could have your dining room chairs up and switch it out for the different holidays. So bows aren't just for Christmas or birthdays. We have it all year long.
I love it.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am. So tell us about this little project and how we get started.
Well, it's very, very easy to do, and we've got a free pattern that you can download. But basically what you're doing is you're taking your favorite fabric. That's going to be the hardest part of this whole process, is choosing which one, right? And you're just putting 2 wrong sides together.
Okay.
And you're going to have, well, I should say, right sides together, wrong sides out, and you sew all the way around, leaving a small opening right here, and then you just turn it right side out. And when you do that, you're going to get something that looks like this. Okay?
All right.
So pretty easy, straight line sewing.
You make it look easy,
Why not?
I'm with you.
Well, here's the fun part, is that if you have a fabric like this, we might call this a cheater cloth, for example. It gives you the look of patchwork, but it's not patchwork.
Okay,
so
I'll remember
it makes
that.
it super simple
The cheater
to do.
one.
Now you also do this a second time with a longer strip. Now we need to make this nice little V right here. And it's really simple to do. All you need to do is you're gonna fold your little tube in half, and then you cut from the corner up to the fold, and now you have the perfect little end of your ribbon. So very, very simple. And again, we have our right sides together, placed there with our batting, a very thin piece of batting, and you just do a straight stitch all the way around, leaving an opening, and you've got this.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so with those two pieces in mind, let's see, let's bring this together. We're gonna find the center, which you have just done, so nice job. Go ahead and kind of smush that together. Yeah, it's what, it's a very technical term. We're gonna smush it.
We're trademarking this.
And we smush this one as well. And then we have just a little piece that goes around.
Look at that.
Bring them together. And you
double
have
smush?
a bow, a double smush, exactly.
Oh my
so
gosh.
anyway, very, very fun, festive. You can do them for any holiday, and again, very simple.
Didn't need a whole lot of supplies,
No, you really don't. Now, let's say you want to take it a step further and you want to do the patchwork. That's a little more involved.
Yeah. There's no cheater ones on that?
There kind of is. There's a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm going to use what's called the easy piecing grid. Go ahead and feel that. It's got a bumpy side on one side, which is a glue. So let me show you how easy this goes together. So we have the easy piecing grid. Here's just a small piece, and it's got lines, as you can see, on where to put my squares. And I've got some cutout squares right here. And it's almost like putting together a puzzle, all right? I'm just placing them right in the squares, okay, with the bumpy side up, because pretty soon what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an iron to it and press it down, and it's going to make it all kind of be glued together, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and you're going to have something that looks like this. All right.
Lovely.
Now you can see there's some
you want to keep
space
a little bit of
in between,
spacing?
because this is what you're going to do. You're going to fold it all over at one time and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Do it again, sew a 1/4.
Gotcha.
Right there. And you have it in one direction, as you can see on the back here. And now what do you think we have to do?
Press it now, right?
Yes,
The iron.
we're going to press it.
Right on.
And then we need to do the other way. So you keep doing that, and you've got a piece that is perfectly pieced together, beautiful corners. You didn't have to piece it one by one. And then you're basically making the same piece of fabric as we did before with the one-piece bow. And you have something like this. So you could, mix and match and choose all different colors to match your
that's
decor.
the fun part of it, because you talked about a baby room, but I mean, with like spring coming up and different projects around the house.
Exactly.
Pretty much put one on every door.
Absolutely. Yes, I've seen them on doorways. I mean, it's really incredible how it's just kind of taken over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's the ribbon earrings, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in all forms. I love it. So with different holidays coming up, like what you're showing us here, too, for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So much fun. Well, tell us how we can get in touch with you. I had a chance to kind of take a peek at your new venture. I guess it's kind of a revamp venture on YouTube, and that's been fun, kind of like talking to your girlfriends, doing some quilting.
That's what our hope is. It's called 3 Themes Live, and we do it, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And we kind of, instead of just talking about the quilter, or the quilting, we're talking about the quilter. So it's more about, you're going to learn some great techniques, tutorials, projects, but you're also going to learn a little bit more about yourself as well. And so we dive into lots of different areas, and it's kind of fun.
I love that. With your girlfriends.
Find it. Yes.
And being a storyteller, that one really stuck out to me, because I'm not so much on the quilting, but combining that, I totally get it. My mother-in-law quilts, and so I appreciate everything that she's made.
We have a theme that's called Stitch Your Story in 2025. So if you want to check it out, Stitch Your Story. Every month we're focusing on a different story for you to tell, so that you can hand it down for generations to come.
It's your journal, but in quilt style.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you walking me through all this.
Absolutely.
And we'll be able to get in touch with you then on our Studio 5 page as well.
Definitely.
Thanks, Kris. Happy New Year.
You bet. Thank you. right, welcome back. I'm Kris.
I'm Kyle.
And we're here at my girlfriend's quilt shop. You just finished watching a little clip from Studio 5 from last week when I was able to share a little bit more about how to make these fabric bows. In fact, we have a few photos for you to take a look at as well from our visit down there. So that's So Coquette is our theme this week. And here you can see just how some of these bows were made. Very, very fun. Perfect for Valentine's Day. I love how Cindy in the comments, she said that you could use it for weddings, which would be a great idea. I mean, it's not just for Christmas or Valentine's, it's for so much more. In fact, let's take a look at this one, Kyle, right here that we have. This is a patchwork one.
I love
that
this
was
one.
shown on the show. And this is going to be perfect for like a baby's room.
Wouldn't that be darling?
And you could do it in all kinds of colors. A lot of people will just simply put it on a doorway,
Oh, yeah.
you know, or at the bottom of a wreath, if you will. So there's just so many possibilities. What else can you see? Where else can you see using these?
I want to put them on the backs of my chairs.
Yeah,
my
did
dining
you
room.
like that?
Yes.
It was cute,
Yes,
huh?
really, darling.
Yeah, what
Darling.
a great way to, you know, dress up for, you know, special holidays or occasions. In fact, if you didn't even want to make a whole set of them, you could do one.
Yes.
And maybe it would be on the back of a chair for that special birthday
Or your front door.
person. Or your front door, exactly. So there's so many possibilities. What do you think in the comments might be a way to use these fabric bows? We'd love to hear. And if you have any questions that we can help answer, sometimes on Studio 5 you're not able to give all the details, all the information. And so if there's a question that you have that I didn't cover on Studio 5, now's your time to ask and we'll be able to walk you through a couple of those things. Now, Patricia said that would be a great gift for a new neighbor.
That's a great idea. I like it a lot.
What a nice, welcoming thought, isn't that? I love that, Patricia. And Carla said that the banners would be a sweet addition for a baby shower.
Oh, yeah. And we have a way to display them.
Exactly. We would have a baby reveal, Cindy also shared.
Those are big.
I like that too. That they are big right now.
I love the
Remember,
fails.
in our day, we just had to say, guess what?
Yeah.
But
we had
no.
I'm going to have a baby. I don't know what it is.
But now they are a big deal for sure. Laura says she's loving the one on the mannequin and needs to make one for hers. Yeah, that's kind of fun too, isn't it?
really cute.
Right behind us. So you really are seeing them everywhere. They're super simple to make, and I want to let you know that we have a free pattern on our website.
Nice.
Thanks to our friends at Poppy Cotton. Poppy Cotton are the ones that gave us this pattern to be able to use. It's called the Poppy Bow, and it takes you step by step on how it's done.
It looks like it's not too hard.
It's really not. It's very, very simple for sure. So that's something that you can find if you go to our website, mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. Just type in bow.
Bow?
And bow, B-O-W, and it will come right up. And again, it's a free download for everyone. So we used, you know, we had like the patchwork one is right here. Okay, this looks
You
like
did
a
a lot of
patchwork
sewing.
one. This is what some might call a cheater cloth. I call it a
Love them.
convenience cloth, right? And this is where you use the fabric to really, you know, tell the story. So it looks like you pieced it, but you didn't. So I love
I could
that.
even quilt that if I wanted.
You could.
If I wanted.
If you want it, definitely. And then you also saw on the segment where I used easy piecing grid here.
This is genius.
You know what? This made the patchwork so simple. And again, because we're just going ahead and
You're just putting them in the
putting
squares.
them in the squares, you all know how that's done, right? We've showed easy piecing grid so often because it's really, truly one of our favorite products out there. And this is one that's all been fused. you go ahead and fold it, and sew your 1/4 inch, sew your 1/4 inch. I mean, doesn't that make it easy, Kyle?
Yes.
And then
I can't make it wrong.
You really can't. And then let's say, for example, you had these both seams done.
Oh, so you just go down the whole thing.
The whole thing all at once. You don't have to separate them piece by piece. And then you'll have to do the other directions. So very, very simple. And then you have something like this.
Look at those corners.
Look at that, check that out.
Yes.
So of course you would make, this was just a sample strip, but you would make it much longer to be able to do the 3 separate pieces. You have the bow and then the little tie.
Oh, and this
right here.
The ties
and
are
then down here. So
are one
very,
piece?
very simple. Yes, this whole thing right here is one piece. So
Nice.
kind of fun. And again, it's a free pattern for everyone. It is not found in the club necessarily, just because it's free to everyone, and it's a pattern you'll find on our website. So be sure and check that out. But what I really wanted to do for theme number 2 today is also, I had some questions since Studio 5 where people said, how did you make your banner hanger? And I got to give kudos to this gal right here, because she saw this idea on her favorite platform, which is not available today.
It is.
Oh, is it back? TikTok? Okay, TikTok's back. Is it? Really? Okay, well,
Came
I
back
guess it is.
yesterday.
Apparently it is. You know, it's questionable, but you know, whatever. They have great things on there. And
so many good ideas.
Kyle is always like, you know, passing things on to me, and this was one of the ideas, and I said, oh my goodness, that is brilliant. And she made it for us. So I invited her to come on today to tell us how it's done. Because not only for this bow garland, but if you're looking for any kind of way to display a garland.
A banner, or they even talked about doing a balloon arch. Yeah.
That's a great idea too. Wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah, I know, balloon arches.
Sometimes you don't have a place to put a banner.
You don't have anything to support it.
And you were talking to me earlier about how cute it would be on a table.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I like that it's adjustable.
Okay, tell us how this is done, Miss Kyle.
Okay, let me undo this right here.
So this is basically 2 lamps, correct?
Yes, 2 very inexpensive lamps from Walmart.
Wow.
I know.
How much were they? Like $10?
$10. You get the lampshade, you get the base, you get all the pieces. I think there's four pieces, so it goes up to 5'11".
Wow.
Taller than you and me.
Yes, it is. For sure.
And so I got it. Let's see if I can unscrew this. And it all screws together. It's so easy. When you purchase them, you just take it out of the box, and you purchase 2.
Okay,
to make
one
it.
for each end.
And if you're going to do a long banner, you could do 3 or 4. You can make it as long as you want.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is, this is the base of the lamp.
Okay, so we're going to take a closer look right here.
It no longer has the cord, because the cord was in here.
So what'd you do with the cord?
I
You just tossed it aside.
Chopped it.
Chopped it off.
Yes.
Okay.
All you need is a pair of wire cutters.
Oh, okay.
Make sure it's not plugged in.
Good point.
And then I just fed it up through all these little pieces. And
You fed what?
The wire. Took the wire back up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I've cut off the cord down here.
And then it needs to come out the top.
Because it's still attached to the light.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
It's a whole light. And I saved all those pieces for my husband so he could do something with them.
Nice.
So take out the wire, cut that end, and then you decide how tall you want these. We only did
So
one.
this comes in different lengths.
Well, they're all the same
yeah.
length, but there's like 3 that go on each one.
Oh, I
And
see.
on this end, you can see it has screws.
Yeah.
It has threads, I should say.
threads, yeah.
Yes.
To be able to go right into that base.
Right, and then this
Okay.
one, it threads onto there. So you're just screwing those together. You won't see
Okay,
any.
let's get this on camera here.
Sorry.
Because
You won't see any of the
there we
metal,
go.
the silver.
Okay.
Okay? Because we have class. Okay.
We want it to all be, is it the color, only color black?
No, there was black, white, and a brown.
Nice, okay.
But for a baby, I would probably do white.
Okay.
So then, on the bottom here, this has the threads on the bottom, this, right there. So I'm just gonna put that on there. And I'm gonna screw that on there, if I can get it straight. It really does go on easily. There we go.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't knock anything off the ceiling. Okay, and you're just gonna keep pulling that down, and it goes down all the way, but I've got it a little bit at an angle.
Sure. Wow.
So each one of these has the threads.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you what I did at the end. I guess the top one was smaller. Okay, so what I did is I took
So you need to buy yourself a wooden dowel?
a wooden dowel, and it
Okay.
is 7/16.
7/16 in
And-
diameter.
When you go to Walmart, it has the white on the end.
Okay.
Have you ever bought dowels before?
Yeah.
Their sizing
They're by color.
corresponds by the color. So you just buy a big long one, and I just cut it up. And the way I knew how to cut it up was I measured, because I thought it would go all the way through. But these threads right here stop it from,
Oh.
it won't go all the way in.
Okay.
So I cut it whatever length I wanted it. And then I got, are they called eye bolts? I can't remember the name. Screw eyes. They screw in.
Eye screws?
Okay. So you're going to screw these in, but I didn't want my dowel to crack or anything, so we drilled a little bit of a hole, a pilot hole. So then all you're going to do is screw that in there, and it's not moving. We got it
Wow.
in there nice and good. So then I would put that up there.
Wow.
And-
Easy.
Yeah. That's
So
all you had to
simple.
do. All you had to do. And I found it all in one stop. I didn't have to go to 15 stores, which I was
right.
very glad.
Yeah.
So you're going to just add them together. And so then when you get it tall,
Wow.
look, oops. See? And
That
then
is tall.
it is tall.
Yeah.
It's and then I'll just put this one in here.
Look at
And
that.
somebody, when I was showing somebody else, they said, I don't have a fireplace. I don't have a mantle. So she's
Yes.
going to hang her stockings from this.
Oh, that's a
Great idea.
Yeah.
Look at this, and it's weighted. The lamp, feel how heavy
Exactly.
that is
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Oh, that is.
It's weighted. So
Wow.
that's all you have to do.
Okay, how
things.
simple was
4.
that?
Yeah, really simple. I look like a
love that.
genius, don't I?
You are a genius. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think about that? I think that is such a great idea.
I loved it.
Someone earlier said that you could use like wreath stands too, but you wouldn't have as tall. You
No.
wouldn't have the adjustable.
You would not. And then you
Right.
could make these as long as you want. Here, I could put one up tall and one down lower if I wanted it to go.
Well, one thing that if you noticed on Studio 5, I had one, they were both the same size, but one was on kind of a bit of a platform,
Yep.
and then the other one swung down, so it was more of a swoop, and then you could put,
What a great
your
way to display.
cakes and, whatever it is, but that's really fun.
You know what I want to do? I want to do all those little banners that you have
Yeah.
digitized.
Yes.
That's what I want to do on my kitchen table.
Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. Very, very nice. Patricia says, clever and well done.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you
Good
very
job. I love it too. I think I need to make myself one of those. This is going to go great in the shop.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know,
It's
we could-
movable, it's lightweight.
Yeah. Oh
But-
my gosh.
Yep.
Okay. Love, 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 love. So Kay has a great question. She's asking in the comments, how are the bows put together onto the stand?
Ah,
We did it with safety pins. Easy. So let's take a look if we can bring this over a little
I'm going
bit.
to go grab that.
Okay. Kyle's going to grab this other end. There we go. I'm glad you asked, Kay. So if we take a look right here, this is the back side of the bow. All we did was we took safety pins, and then this hooked onto the eye screw
Yes.
on one end,
Mm-hmm.
and then to have them like really just stay together, we just put a little pin in between each one.
And you don't see anything. You could use rope.
You could, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
If you had a different
But-
kind of banner, you could use the rope or twine or whatever.
Yeah. So very, very fun you know, I hope you're inspired and kind of excited to perhaps try something new to, you know, bring up something for Valentine's or any other time. It's very coquette.
Each lamp, $10.
$10 for a lamp. That's not bad at all.
No, especially where I'm
And
cutting
it's
it all up.
something you can use over and over and over again.
Yes.
Gotta love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks, Kyle.
You're welcome.
All right. Is anyone wondering where Sandra went? Sandra, where
She's
are
out of the
you?
building.
Stick with us for theme number 3 because Sandra is going to show off the Serger with a really easy little coquette project. Are you ready for that? We'll be back right after this. Hi, it's Kris from My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 9-patch. Now, there are 2 different ways I will show you how to do this. One is that you would cut all of your blocks separately and then put them together. So just like we did with a 4-patch block, you're going to create 1 row, a 2nd row, and a 3rd row, which these 2 rows I've already sewn together. Now, in order to do this, I'll take my center square, put right sides together, and stitch right along there, pull it out, and I will take my 3rd square, right sides together, stitch down, and pull it out, thus creating rows just like this. Now to join our rows, we want to make sure that on the 1st row, our seams go in one direction, 2nd row, they go in the opposite direction, and the 3rd row is going to go in the opposite direction of the 2nd. We do this so that our seams will nest up together, making it so easy to stitch and have perfect corners. So I'll take this 1st row, put it right sides together, and you'll see that I'm nesting right here. And what that exactly means is that this seam is in this direction and that seam is in the opposite direction, which allows me to butt up these seams right next close to each other. It's almost as if it locks into place. Now, if you feel more comfortable, you could place a pin in there as you stitch, but I'm going to go ahead and just take it to the machine and sew all the way down again, making sure that my seams are nestled up to one another. And that's, again, what we call nesting. With my top 2 rows finished, I'm now ready to add my final row. And again, I'm simply going to put right sides together, nestle those seams together, and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down. Nesting my seams together, I'm ready to sew. And look how great that looks. And now you have a beautiful 9-patch block. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back, everyone. Sandra, thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm glad to be back.
Oh, we are too. Kyle, loved the demo of the stand.
Wasn't that fun?
So fun. And
So
someone was
easy.
asking in the comments, that she said, I'm late to the show. What is the stand all about? Well, go back and watch because it's pretty cool.
It is really
It's a
cool.
way that we hang the garland.
The garland,
Yeah.
balloons, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
You're only
so fun.
limited on that, on the weight.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it can
Because
only take
could-
so much.
Right. But if you had something really big, you could put in a 3rd lamp,
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
In the middle. So
Yep.
lots of possibilities. Love
Oh,
that. Okay.
yes.
Well, you know what else is super fun about talking about everything coquette? Did you know that you could actually make your very own ribbon
Well,
with a serger?
Kris, how many times have you gone and you've got a project going and you want a certain ribbon?
Yes, a lot.
And you go to the craft store and you're like, That's not happening.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And so it's like, how can I make my own ribbon?
And you can make it as wide as you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
exactly.
could.
Now, and the thing that you can remember is that you cannot get wired ribbon less than 1 inch wide. So say I wanted one that's like a half an inch wide.
I didn't
It
realize
doesn't
that.
come with a wired ribbon.
Well, that's
the only
interesting.
ones that you can find are 1 inch or above.
Okay, good
So
to know.
say you wanted a narrower ribbon or for some particular reason,
Yeah.
or you wanted it to coordinate with what you've already made, and you want a wired ribbon
Yeah.
to do it. So you can do that on your serger.
Okay, love it. Let's go ahead and take
Yeah.
a quick look up close as to what exactly are we talking about. All right, right here, this is what many would, know as wire edge ribbon. There's actually wire right there, but this was a piece of fabric. It started out just as a simple strip of fabric.
It's just cotton
Isn't
fabric.
that beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we could tie it again, you could make it as small or as big as you wanted, just like Sandra was
pretty
saying.
awesome.
So this is really, really kind of fun and so simple to do. And you do it. You can do this with
The wire makes a big
serger.
difference.
It
Well,
really
it
does.
makes it hold its shape.
Yeah. So Sandra, go ahead and show us how this is done.
Okay, first of all, what you need to do is you need to set your machine to a rolled hem. Okay, and
Do all machines have a rolled hem?
all your sergers
Yes.
have a rolled hem.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Now you do have a rolled hem on your sewing machine, but it's a
It's not the
little
same.
bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
So I can't do this on a sewing machine?
No.
No. No.
That's okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry,
But look at
Kyle.
this.
You're buying a serger.
I know. Yeah, I would.
All right,
I
we
would.
are on
Yeah,
the Baby
for
Lock
sure.
Acclaim Serger, and you have a special foot on there. What is it called?
I do. It's an elastic foot, and the reason you have that is it has a guide that where you can put your wire in it, and
Let's
it
take a look
actually
at what
just.
we're talking about when we say wire.
Okay.
If you'll just grab that for me. There
Okay.
we go. Let's take
Now
a look right
this
here.
is a 26 gauge craft wire.
It
All
looks
right.
like
Okay.
floral wire.
It is.
Okay.
It's floral wire.
All right.
Now you can also get
Let's go
it in a
ahead.
finer. I would go even maybe to a 30 gauge, but then it's called artistic wire.
Okay.
So it's not floral.
I
This
would
that
say
I'm
maybe
using,
a 26 is good.
it worked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works
Okay.
good. It worked actually really
Can
good.
you put heavier ones in there?
You could, but I probably wouldn't recommend it.
don't need it for a
No,
ribbon.
No, I think the 26 gauge is probably the one that I would go with, or even sometimes, depending on what kind of fabric you're using, I'd even maybe go to a finer wire.
Okay, so
use
we
it.
have our serger set up for a rolled
A
hem.
rolled hem.
All right.
All right. Now, the biggest thing you have to remember is that make sure it is at the smallest stitch, okay? So as I was doing this, I was learning a lot, okay? So let's just take a look at this one right here. You can see that I actually used 3 different colors of thread. I used a pink, a red, and a white, okay? But ever so slightly, Kyle, you can see the
Yeah.
wire.
Yes.
You
I
can see the wire, can't you? Okay. So I learned that you need to, first of all, make sure that your rolled hem is at the smallest stitch length that it can be.
Okay.
That I clicked it over once on my machine, and it was at the smallest stitch.
Well, you had it at a 1 on the length, and I said go a little bit smaller to
yes.
a 0.5.
Yeah, yeah.
0.5.
What does that mean?
It means that your stitches are going to be closer
together.
filling in the gap
Yeah.
a little bit more. But then you discovered something else.
And we did. We discovered, okay, all right, let's start on this end right here. First of all, this one here, I used white. And again, you can see the wire through it. And I'm like, yeah, no, this
What kind of
is
thread are you using?
not
Regular
acceptable.
serger?
I used regular thread on this, okay? So we'll talk about that here in just
And
a
that's
second.
only because you didn't have it tight enough?
Right.
Well, two things.
Two things.
One
And
would be to not have it tight enough, but there's another little magic.
Yeah.
part
So
of
go
this.
further down onto that, on that one, And you can see I tried it, that one right there, I shortened my stitch length. And so
Okay.
then it was really small. But then I was like, nope, that still isn't good enough for me. So I actually used what they call, it's like a flock,
Aeroflock.
Aeroflock.
AERO. Aeroflock.
Aeroflock thread. Okay, anything, it looks like stretchy. It's almost stretchy. In fact, it is a little bit stretchy.
And you don't need it in all of your
No, not in all of them. I
Oh.
only used it in my upper looper.
upper looper.
So I used regular thread in my needle
Regular Serger thread.
and in my lower looper, and used the flock thread in the upper looper.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see how
That made
this
a
is done.
giant difference.
It made a huge difference, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
First of all, you know, you're using
Look professional.
a green,
does, yeah.
green floral ribbon, and you want to make sure that you can't see it.
Oh, the
Okay?
wire, yeah.
The wire. You don't want to see the wire.
Right.
So let's just pull out, let's see, let's try this one. And I did use the full width of the fabric. Now these pieces that I'm using right here, Kris, are just the scrap fabrics that we did from when I made the bows.
Yep.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to put your wire in the little, I'm going to lift my foot up there a little bit. Now there is a guide, a little hole in this, but on the bottom of the foot there's also another little guide. Now I can show you, let's see, Kris, I've got another foot. Let's show that really quick, and then that will help.
Oh, up close.
Yeah, up close so you can see it. Okay, there you go. Show that foot.
Okay, I'm going to show it right here. Can I
Okay.
do that? All right.
So
So you can
this
see
is-
this is the elastic foot.
Yeah, and it has, okay, and you want to turn it around.
Do you have to purchase that separately?
Yes, that is something you purchase separate. Okay, there is a little hole right there. Okay, you want to put your wire through that hole, and then on the bottom of your foot there's a groove right here. So it's going to go through that hole and into that groove, and then it just feeds through into your machine. And it feeds very nicely.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what the elastic foot looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm just going to kind of put it in, and I'm going to drop my foot so I can feel it, and I'm going to run it back and forth, and I can feel that it's going to feed real nice. Okay, then I'm going to take my piece of fabric here.
So that's setting on top of the fabric.
That's correct. Now, another thing that you can do is that you can do it on the wrong side this way, and that puts your wire on the bottom of it. Those are all on the top.
What difference would that make? It looks the same.
Yeah, it does. It's not going to make a lot of difference as far as the looks of it. I think it's going to be about the same. But
Okay.
you could do it either direction, so it's whatever you want. So I'm going to put that fabric in there, and then I'm just going to press go.
No
And
way.
I'm just going to run that.
Oh, man.
Look how fast that is.
See?
Man, oh, man.
And I, like I said, I'm just guiding this a little bit here. Making sure that that stays in the right direction, but it just,
There we go.
my wire got in the way, and it cut. But that's okay, because
Yeah.
I'll show you what I got here. My blade cut my wire. Okay,
Okay.
and
Let's take a look at it over here.
we're gonna cut this. Okay, there we go, and pull that out a little bit.
Perfect.
It was really that easy.
That easy, that easy.
Wow.
That convinced me.
I love this.
And there you go.
Peggy
then you
said
just do
this
it on the other
makes her
side.
want to have a serger. Peggy,
I'm with her.
it's time. It's time, my friend. All right. Yeah, this is really, really amazing. I absolutely love the rolled hem. Okay. So Sable is asking in the comments, is there an elastic foot for the older 4-thread baby locks? And yes, there
That's
is.
what this is. This is
Yep.
a 4 spool, and that is what we were using. They also have them for, your
That's the cool thing is
4 and 8 foot.
you don't
Yep.
have to have the fanciest Serger
No,
to do
you
it.
do
You
not.
can do it with a 4-thread for
Yes.
sure. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So again, a couple huge discoveries here. One, you got to have a shorter stitch length. Okay.
Yes.
So even if you have it at the smallest, if you can make it a little bit smaller, that will help.
Really?
Because on the dial it has a 1, but you can actually go a little bit
Good to
smaller.
know.
Smaller,
So
good to know.
0.5.
Yeah.
And then the second discovery is use Aeroflock thread
Yes.
in the
In the upper looper.
Okay.
In your upper
we
looper.
have that?
We do have
We
that.
do, and we have lots of different
Lots
colors.
of colors.
Oh, nice.
And you can find those on our website at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. You might want to pick yourself up a few different colors and just give it a try. The nice thing is you only need one spool to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to have for
Oh,
all 4 or all 3, just one.
Now,
And then
have
I
a
do
question.
like having the same colors threads.
I
in
was
the
going to
others,
say,
yeah.
you tried it with different colors in it.
I did.
Would it make a difference if you set it all up like this with 3 different colors or 2 different colors?
You could definitely do it that way.
You could.
I'm going to make one for my granddaughter. She's going to think I'm like the bomb. Or whatever you
are.
say.
You got-
You are, Kyle.
I was going to ask you, see if you wanted to borrow my Serger, but I think you just got to have your own.
I think so. I think you did it. You finally
That's
did
right.
it.
Oh, too fun. Okay, love, love, love this. This is such a fun idea. What do you all think? So great. And if you are in the market for a Serger, you can surely find them
Yes.
at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com.
Can I fold it and put both of them in there at the same time? Or what do you think?
You mean so it would be like a double-sided
Or
instead?
can I put it
Really
in like this?
Oh, to have 2 layers?
To have two, I bet
Yeah,
you could.
you could.
Yeah, so it would be a double-sided ribbon.
There you have it.
You definitely.
Now you
All
did it.
right, folks. Well, this was really fun. Thank you so much, Sandra, for putting together this demonstration for us. And I think this has us really enlightened about there are so many great things you can do with the Serger that you might not have known otherwise.
I don't have to sew clothes.
No, you
No,
do not.
you do not.
Absolutely not.
No one will know that I have one.
There you go. All right.
Only if you tell them.
Yeah, really.
All right, friends, we have a couple of announcements to make here at the end, so we'll move on to theme number 3. This is 3.
I was going to say, really?
I thought we just discovered. We just discovered. That's okay, Kris.
Okay,
We're good.
okay. No, but it seemed like a number 2 demo.
We learned so much.
We did. We learned so
And we
much.
discovered that you can make
Your own ribbon.
your
Never
ribbon
mind. It's
on
fine.
your
It's all
Serger.
good. It's okay. So, what do I want to say? Okay, here's what we want to say. If you haven't downloaded your story, please do so. You can find it on mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. Oh my goodness, I've been seeing what you've been posting. I still got to make comments. I haven't had a chance to do that this weekend, but you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Stitch Your Story is really taking off, and I'm just couldn't be more excited.
It's made me
So-
think more positively about
love
my
that.
stories.
I love that.
I always
Yeah.
come in with the rude stuff, and nope,
Yeah.
I got
No
some
more.
good stuff.
No more for sure. I love that. Hey, also, if you want to be in on the announcement of the first book challenge, okay, we're going to do a book club again, but now we're going to do it once a quarter. We're going to share and reveal what the book is going to be.
And just
on
one book,
Wednes-
right?
Just one book.
One book.
Started.
We're going to do it on Wednesday's show. So Wednesday of this week, tune in if you want to be a part of book club.
You don't
All
have to have
right?
it all done.
No, we're just
just
going to announce
announce it.
what the novel is, and we will actually have the show in March.
Okay.
Okay, so we're giving you lots of a heads up on that.
Nice.
And then finally, before we leave, on to theme number 4, 5, 6, I don't know, whatever number it is.
We're just adding them on
There's
there.
going to be 7 themes live, you know.
There you go.
The UFO challenge is going on right now. Make sure and sign up for it if you want to be in for a challenge and be, you know, just excited to get those projects done.
I'm going to have 2 done by the end of the week.
Yes! All right, Kyle, way to go. your pictures are coming in hot, and it gets us so excited to see you finishing. That is the best feeling of all. All right, I think I'm good now. Are we
Okay,
good?
we're good.
We're good.
Okay, all right, friends. Well, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and
It's
keep doing
Monday.
all the things you love. And we'll see you. We hope to see you again real soon.
We will see you.
Bye-bye.